myself Shivani Sankarsai, faculty of Government Polytechnic Kendrapada. I will teach you about control systems topic, block diagram, reduction problem. In first question, we should find out the transfer function of this block diagram. Find the overall transfer function C by R in the block diagram. In this question, we should give a supply that is RS, and here we get the output that is CS. First, we connect a summing point. After that, the G1 block is here. After that, the summing point is here. After that, the G2 block is there. Then one summing point is there. After it is the output. Here is the one forward path, and here is the another forward path, and there is the two feedback path. One is called it as something H2, and another is one H1. We should discuss that about the block diagram reduction techniques, all the techniques formula. If we thoroughly do that formula, then we should clearly understand and well visible about the block diagram reduction and find our solution better. Then we should first shifting our takeoff point after the block to the before the block. Shifting the takeoff point after the block to the before the block. First, we should shift the takeoff point after the block to the before the block, and we should already know that if we eliminate our path at takeoff point to after the block to the before the block, the feedback path we should add or multiply this block diagram. Here is the summing point. All the product setup will this, but here is we have to change that. This feedback path we have to change. That is G1 block, then after one another summing point is here, and after one G2 block is here, and after another summing point is here. And here is the one forward path G3. And here is the output signal, that is CS. If we see the takeoff point after the block to the before the block, we should multiply this block diagram to the discrete diagram. We should shift our takeoff point to this, this to this, then we should multiply this block diagram G2H1 that is import RS. Okay. Then we should shift our next step then we have to change that forward path, that is G2 and G3 are in series, are in parallel, sorry, G2 G3 are in parallel. Then eliminating G2 G3 branch, or both G2 and G3 are in parallel. G3, both G2 and G3 are in parallel. Then we should redraw our circuit chart. RS is the input, and this is our summing point, and this is G1 block, and after that we have another summing point which has negative feedback. After that another block, that is another block, that is G2 and G3 both are in parallel. Then our formula is, if both the block will parallel, then we should add these two blocks, G2 plus G3. Then this is our output. That there is the whole circuit will be reduced to this block because of our formula. And here is the negative feedback, and then another, then this is the another negative feedback, that is G2H1, that is G2H1. Then we should redraw our circuit and reduce this block diagram to the another circuit. Then we should shift the takeoff point before the block G2 plus G3 to the after the block G2 plus G3, because if the signal is that is input signal and that is output signal, that is before the block, this block, our formula is if we change the takeoff point from before the block to after the block, this block this block should be multiplied. This block should be divided. That is RS. If we see the takeoff point from before the block G2 G3 to the after the block G2 G3, that is RS with positive input, and that is one block diagram, that is G1. Then another summing point positive, and here is the negative feedback, and another block, that is G2 plus G3. If we see this takeoff point to this takeoff point, that is before the block G2 G3 to the after the block G2 G3, then we should divide this block. Our main formula is if we change the block, that block should be either multiplied or divided in the feedback curve. That is our main rule. Here is, if we see, then next figure is G2 G1, G2 H1 divided by G2 plus G3. After that, here is the point here, shifting the takeoff point, shifting the takeoff point from before the block G2 plus G3 to after the block G2 feedback path. Next, in our next rule is eliminate the feedback path. Eliminate the feedback path. That is this. Then the whole circuit will be same. That is this is the input RS, and after that we have the next block, that is G1. Then this is the whole circuit will be reduced. That G2 G3 is the forward path and S2 is the feedback path. Then our formula is if G is the forward path and this is our stopping point, and here is something H1 is our feedback. Then our rule is to G by 1 plus GH. This forward path divided by 1 plus forward path block into H. So here is forward, this forward path is, that is G, and here is the our forward path is G2 plus G3. G2 plus G3 divided by 1 plus G2 G3. Our forward path, that is G, here is G, there is G2 plus G3. G2 plus G3 whole into H2. And both this feedback path will be same, that is G2H1 divided by G2 plus G3. Before the block, this block, our formula is if we change the takeoff point from before the block to after the block, then this block should be multiplied. This block should be divided. That is RS. If we see the takeoff point from before the block G2 G3 to the after the block G2 G3, that is RS received, then next figure is G to G1, G to H1 divided by G2 plus G3. After that, here is the point here. Shifting the takeoff point, shifting the takeoff point from before the block, before the block G2 plus G3 to after the block G2 plus G. After that, we have next block diagram reduction tool. Then we should eliminate. This feedback path. Next, in our next tool is eliminate the feedback path. Eliminate the feedback path. That is this. Then the whole circuit will be same. That is this is the input RS, and after that we have the next block, that is G1. Then this is the whole circuit will be reduced. That G2 G3 is the forward path and S2 is the feedback path. Then our formula is if G is the forward path and this is our summing point, and here is something H1 is our feedback. Then our rule is to G by 1 plus GH. This forward path divided by 1 plus forward path block into H. So here is forward, this forward path is, that is G, and here is the our forward path is G2 plus G3. G2 plus G3 divided by 1 plus G2 G3. Our forward path, that is G, here is G, there is G2 plus G3. G2 plus G3 whole into H2. And this is our output. And both this feedback path will be same, that is G2H1 G2H1 divided by G2 plus G3. And here is the one block diagram, that is G1, and here is the another block G2 plus G3 divided by 1 plus G2 plus G3 into H2. And here is the another feedback. Then we should return our next block diagram reduction. Both G1 and this block are in series. If then we should write that both the block diagram are in series. And here is one input, that is RS, one summing point. Then both block diagrams should be in series, and we should add to both, that is G1 plus G2 plus G3 divided by 1 plus G2 plus G3 H2. Okay, and here is the output, that is CS, and one feedback path, that is G2H1 divided by G2 plus G3. Our next step should be, we should eliminate this feedback path, and our next step is eliminate the feedback path, that is G2 G1 plus G2 plus G3 divided by 1 plus G2H2, 1 plus G2H2 plus G3H2 divided by 1 plus G, that is forward path, G1 plus G2 G3, G1 plus G2 plus G3 divided by G1 plus G2 G3 divided by 1 plus G2H2 plus G3H2 into, that is our feedback path, G2H1 divided by G2 plus G3. and here is the total overall transfer function of our block diagram, that is CS and this is RS. After that, we shall complete the overall transfer function, that is CS by RS equal to 1, that is G1 plus G2 plus G3 divided by G1 plus G2 H1 H2 plus G3 H2 divided by 1 plus G1 plus G2 plus G3 divided by 1 plus G2H2 plus G3H2 into G2H1 divided by G2 plus G3. If we solve this 1 plus GH, then we should find the total transfer function of this block diagram. After that, we should next circuit we should find out the overall transfer function, find out the overall transfer function of C by R ratio. That is our CS output and this is our RS input. And there is 2 summing points and 3 blocks, that is G2, G1 and H1. To convert this block diagram to the signal flow graph, that is the summing point 1 we should take as a takeoff point and summing point 2 we should take as takeoff point. If our first rule is, if the summing point is first and then takeoff point is the second, we should consider it as a single takeoff point, single node. If our summing point is the first and the takeoff point is the second, we should consider these two as a one node. If first is the takeoff point and second is the summing point, we should consider both two as a two nodes. Here we should these two as a one node and one is the input node, one is our input node, and these two is our next node, and then this summing point as the next one node, and that CS is our output node. And all the block diagrams should be represented as a line. And here is the signal flow from input to output. input to output. That here is the this is our this two node. There is no gain. Here is one, and this is our next second. Here is our gain is G1. Next, here is nothing. So we should take as 1. And this feedback path, that is our feedback path. This is our summing code. Summing code should be next converted to our node, and this node, the signal is flowing to the next node. That is next node. And this gain is H1. And here these two as a one node, and signal will flow from this node to this node to this node, that is G2. Here is forward path. How many forward paths is here? There is two forward paths. One is 1 G1 and then 1. Here is one forward path, that is forward path 1 is G1. What is forward path? If the signal is going from one direction to the next direction, that is forward path. But here is no signal cannot reverse. Here is one forward path, that is 1 G1 and 1. Next forward path is 1, then G2, then 1. So here is two forward paths, that is G1 and G2. And the next, how many feedback paths is here? How many loops? How many loops? Loops. How many loops? Here is one loop. That is it. What is called loop? If the signal is going from this node and ending to this node, the signal is going to this and it is going to this. So here is one node and it consists its gain. What is its loop gain? That is G1 and H1 is this loop's gain. Loop 1 gain is G1 H1 G1 H1. Then loop 2 gain. Where is loop 2? It can this. No, this is not a loop. Why? Because if the signal is going to this, it cannot flow to this because the arrow direction is this. So this is not a loop. Here is a loop. It is a loop. Why? If the signal is going to this, it can travel to this. But here it cannot travel to this. And where is loop 2? Loop 2. If the signal is going to here, and after that it can go into this. Here is also a arrow mark to the direction of our signal, that is G2 and H1. Here is one arrow mark. Here it cannot travel because it is in opposite direction. Here is another loop, that is H1. Loop 2 is G2 and H1. that is G1H1 and G2H1. Then we should find the overall transfer function of our signal. Then we should overall transfer function of our signal is that is Cs by Rs equal to P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2. That is, this is P1, that is P2. P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 by delta. What is delta? Delta is 1 minus this formula is here in the Mason's gain formula that delta is 1 minus total loop gain. Total loop gain means total loop gain here is the loop 1 and that is loop 2. Total loop gain is G1H1 plus G2H2. G1H1 plus G2H2 here 1 minus G1H1 minus G2H2. Here both delta 1 and delta 2 are 1. Here both delta 1 and delta 2, delta 1 and delta 2 should be 1. Why? Because both loops are touched to the forward path. If both the loops are touched to the forward path, then it should be 1. Both delta 1 delta 2 should be 1 equal to P1. Forward path 1, then is G1 and delta 1. Delta 1 is how much? Delta 1 is 1. 1 plus P2, that is P2, it is G2 into what is delta 2? Delta 2 loop 2, it also touch to the forward path, that is 1 divided by delta. What is delta? This is delta. Delta equal to 1 minus G1H1, 1 minus G1H1 minus G2H2. Here is our overall answer that G1 plus G2 divided by 1 minus G1H1 minus G2H2. This is our final answer. This is our final answer. In that, find out the overall transfer function to convert it to signal flow graph. To convert it to signal flow graph. The overall transfer function to convert it to signal flow graph. In previous problem, we should study about that. If one summing point, first is our summing point, and after that is take off point, that we should take it as one node. Input is to convert it to one node, and both summing point and take off point should be converted to one node. and then here is it also it is can two node. How? Our rule is first if summing point is first, then takeoff point, it should be considered as one node. But if the takeoff point is first and summing point is second, then it should be considered as it is two node. One node is this, another node is this. One node is this, another node is this, and this is our output node. That is CS. This is input, and this is our node. Its gain is that is G1, and this takeoff point to this summing point, the unit gain is 1. Unit gain is 1, and this to this the unit gain is 1. There is no gain. No gain means it 1. This takeoff point to this summing point, not this takeoff point. This node to this summing point. This summing point means this. This summing point means this. This gain is that is G2, and this takeoff point to the total node. This takeoff point means this node to this total node, and its signal flow is from this, and its gain is H1, and its gain is H1, and here it is 1. Okay. Then after that we should find out our overall transfer function. How many forward path is here? Forward path. How many forward path? That is G1 up to 1. This is G1, and next forward path is 1 1 1 1 H2. This is not a forward path, but because signal is flowing to this, but here it is not flowing to this. 1 1 1 1 and this. This is also a forward path. That is G2. G1 forward path is G1. The next forward path is G2. Next, our loop. How many loops? How many loops in this circuit? There is one loop, that is G1 H1. Loop 1 is G1 H1, and loop 2, that is loop 2. How many loop 2 is here? How many loop 2 is here? This is loop 1, but this is not a loop because signal is flowing to this. It cannot be going to this. The signal is flowing to this node to this node, but it cannot travel back because the RL direction is this. So here is one loop. We can say that if we travel from this direction G1 to 1 to G2, it cannot travel from G1 to 1 to G2 because the arrow direction is opposite. So there is one forward path, that is there is two forward path, that is G1 and G2. There is one loop, that is G1 and H1. Then in Mason's gain formula, can say that T1 delta 1 plus T2 delta 2 divided by delta. Here delta is nothing but 1 minus total loop. Total loop is G1 H1. Here is nothing another loop. That is 1 minus G1 H1. Here we can say that it is 1 minus G1 H1. T1 T2 are both forward path and its value is T1's value is G1, P1's value is P1's value is G1 and delta 1. And delta 1 and delta 2 is nothing but how many forward paths it can touch to the loop. If this loop touch to the forward path, then its value is 1. So this loop loop 1 is touch to the forward path. Sorry, this is P2 delta 2 P1 and delta 1 value is 1 plus P2 forward path, that is G2 delta 2 is 1 and 1 minus G1 H1. This is our final answer, that G1 plus G2 divided by 1 minus G1 H1 is our final answer to the overall transfer function of this block diagram or our